Hello there, my friend. Straight out of Africa is Kasungumo here and myself, Y311H. We really welcome you, my friend, and thanks for clicking this video. Here, we react to videos with the intentions of spreading love, peace, honesty, and forgiveness to the whole world. And with your help, my friend, we can make that happen. And today's videos, I'd really like you to subscribe and watch till the end because there is some videos in between there that are really intriguing and I'd like you to leave your comments about them. But before we reach to that point, my friends, let's hear from the Book of Wisdom today, the Guide of Life. You see, if it's your first time, we normally read this book here to be guided in this life because we believe it is full of knowledge. Let's hear what it says today. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day. Psalm 91 from 1. Good vibes word, my friend. God is mighty and wonderful. Let's give thanks to God because of that. Father Lord, our Creator, thank you very much for this day and this moment. Thank you for this wonderful soul of yours, Father, that you've been able to click this video. Bless them, Father. Thank you for the fruits we have today, Father, and everything that shall be involved through the videos. Bless us, Father, and lead us. In Jesus' mighty name, we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Let's dive in wonderful souls. Good vibes all the way.
Easily some of the strangest stuff I've ever seen on the internet, and it has to do with light. So when you shine a laser exactly on a hole drilled in a bottle or something with water in it, the laser will follow the water stream. That is a property of light called refraction, and it's how we see rainbows. In total refraction like this, it would be like shining the laser pointer on your hand, but it's going through the stream of water. Now if you use that same laser and you shoot it through a water droplet that's dripping off a syringe, you can create a microscope, hoping your water's not that dirty. This one's insane. This is from a guy called Art Pete Repeat. He does these cool color and light experiments. You should definitely give him a follow. If you have a red, green, and blue flashlight and you shine them all together, what combines in the middle is white light. This is basic color theory. It has to do with the harmonics of waves. Light is a wave. If you create a barrier or a slit and put it in the middle of that white light, you can split it back up into its parts. That's not even the coolest part. The shadow is the inverse of that slit. Waves are related through geometry. Those three colors are related in a triangle. The inverse of that triangle is the shadow colors. The shadow will cancel out its inverse passing through the slit due to interference. Some waves constructively interfere and some destructively interfere. That's destructive interference. This is a wild one. This is called stereographic projection. It's how maps are made. This is the process of taking something in a higher dimension like 3D and converting it into 2 dimensions using just light and shadows. This is how we make maps. It gets weirder when we get smaller. This is a photon, or a hologram of one at least. They move in packets, kind of like sound waves. Notice that shape. That shape is the same shape as the Great Pyramid when viewed from the top down. It is 8-sided. I know what you're thinking. What does that have to do with a photon? It's just a coincidence. The corner slope angle of the Great Pyramid is 42 degrees. You remember what 42 degrees is? It is the refractive angle of the sphere. The interior angle is a golden ratio lower. That golden ratio. A perfect glass sphere will bend light at a phi ratio. That's where the intersection point is. The Great Pyramid nails it at 400 feet tall. How did they know that before they had the wheel? I don't know, but
I'm using your Bible to prove to you they've been lying to you. And the reason you don't know they've been lying to you is because you ain't read it. So I'm just trying to help you out, okay? Don't get mad at me. It says, the God who made the world and everything in it is the Lord of heaven and earth and does not live in temples built by human hands. And he is not served by human hands as if he needed anything. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. I don't know what to tell you. That's crazy right there. Ain't that crazy? So they telling you just right there, just in those 2 quick verses, the true living God is not in the church. Nope, doesn't live there. And not only is the true living God not in the church, the true living God is communicating with you and letting you know, you cannot serve me with your hands, with your worship, with your physical body, as if I needed that. This is how I know they don't read the book.
Stop cooking with aluminum foil. This is ending up in your food. Here's the problem. If you are grilling meat on a grill and you are wrapping it in aluminum foil, that aluminum is leaching into your food. Studies have consistently shown that if you cook things that are salty, acidic, or meat in aluminum foil, it is leaching into your food. This looks like a benign thing that we've all had around our houses and used throughout our whole lives, but cooking in aluminum foil, storing your food in aluminum foil, this is leading to increased levels of aluminum contamination in your diet, and that is a very bad thing, my friends. People that cook with aluminum foil have up to 2 times higher levels of aluminum in their blood than those people that don't. This is a big deal. Do not ignore this. Look, you do not need to use this in your life. Get rid of aluminum foil and you will be healthier.
All right, y'all, here are 5 beings that I've come across while astral traveling, terrestrial and extraterrestrial. It's like they knew I was gonna make this video because they kept giving me information to tell humans. So I was like, all right, I know where we're going with this. First one is the sirens. I had no idea I had a connection with these beings until they invited me to their worlds. It was so cool. These are deep sea sirens, so they live deep down in the ocean. They don't like humans because of how humans have treated them and their cousins, the mer people. So at one point, the mer people tried to mesh with humans. You already know that history, and it didn't work out, and so they decided to go back into hiding. But humans were evil, bro, to these guys. Mer people are a lot more warrior-like and a lot more fierce, you could say. And they live in these like underground cities that are kind of like cave systems. Yes, they get shapeshift into humans, not as often as the mer people because the mer people are closer to the surface. But when they do, you could tell that they're sirens. 1, because their eyes are really bright, or 2, because of their teeth. They're like really sharp. Number 2 is Sasquatches. Now, these beings' culture is interesting. They live in deep forested areas. We're talking Appalachian Mountains and the rainforest there, which are beautiful. Alaska, Russia, Scandinavia, Argentina, Chile, those type of areas. I astral traveled to the Appalachian Mountains and they were there and they saw me, and they get aggressive first because their rule is like just kill a human on sight, because humans used to really experiment on them bad. And then they made this like agreement. It was like, stay in hiding or else we're gonna have to kill all of y'all. But it's harder to stay in hiding because of how humans are taking over everything. Once they trusted me, it was very emotional because they were so afraid, but they were also sad and really angry. And I could see why they felt this way toward humans with how humans have been treating them. They kept talking about how a lot of their territory is now turning into parks. So they've had to go even deeper and their populations got smaller. Very interesting talking to these guys. Number 3 is reptilians. Now there's different types. There's like alpha draconians with wings. There's the classic looking reptilians, smaller versions. And we also have dragon reptilians. Yes, and they can shapeshift. There was a lot of factions that left the main group, which was the NAA, the Negative Alien Agenda, or the Siakar Empire, because they were so focused on conquest, and these other factions were like, yo, we don't want to take over everything. Most of the wars that happened in the galaxy were related to these beings because they were so obsessed with taking over everything. But they are really strong, very powerful warriors, and especially when they're of the light, they're powerful healers. Next up is dragons, and you know I love these beings. And what's interesting about them is they can be positive or negative, but no matter what, they are great beings of the universe. Almost all beings in the galaxy have a dragon guide, a dragon leader, or a dragon protector, because this is like dragons' purpose for being in the universe. Essentially, they're protectors for all life in the universe, and a lot of Earth people have worked with them, like for example the Chinese, huge, and so many other cultures. But know this, the dragons are here and they're everywhere. And remember that there's so many different types of dragons. There's lightning dragons, fire dragons, ether dragons, earth dragons, so many different types, and you notice that they're attached to a certain universal element. This is a common thing for dragons, is to be attached to a certain element and provide that energy for certain civilizations and people or beings that need it. Now the last one is archangels. These beings are very interesting because they are like the police of the universe, and they make sure that the structure of reality maintains itself, and they do whatever work necessary to make sure that the universal plan continues. So this means they have access to all densities, and they work on all densities in different ways. And you already know they serve source, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, the greater energy that we all are, they serve that. And people got to stop fighting about what they look like, because they could look like this, they could look like this, they could look like the bottom picture, they could look like anything, but overall you know it's them because they have this large, bright, powerful ass love white light energy. They could be ascended souls, which are basically souls like me and you who have ascended to this position, or they could be created by source specifically for this role. But know that they are guides, protectors, healers, and they each have like their own personality, which is why we have different archangel names. They're all here for the entire universe.
Wow. Oh, look at this. Oh my god. This is a building. These are the people. People standing on...
This woman hangs out with all the celebrities, and some people think she's a witch.
The fashion community is going to hate me for this one. This is Michele Lamy, and I fell into a deep, dark rabbit hole last night, finding out more about her. Michele was born in the 40s. She's around 80 years old. She's worked as an attorney, a clothing designer, a performer, a producer. She was born in France, has lived in many places, including New York and Los Angeles, and she's the wife of fashion designer Rick Owens, who is also known as the Lord of Darkness in the fashion community. Michele actually discovered Rick Owens, and a lot of people credit her for his career. One time, Michele wore his head as a purse. I don't work in the fashion industry, so there's a lot of things that I probably don't understand, but Michele is very highly respected among her peers. And many celebrities, like the ones pictured here, Usher, Kim Kardashian, A$AP Rocky, and Kanye West. She has a very distinct style. Every morning she draws a black line on her forehead, and she says she doesn't really have an explanation for it. She also stains her fingers black. It has been reported online that Michele got her inspiration from the Amazigh women, who also used to paint on their face. She's also known for having gold-plated teeth. But the rabbit hole that I fell into last night has people convinced that Michele is a high priestess or witch of some sorts in the Hollywood scene. Now, I'm not saying she is or she isn't, and I simply cannot get into all of the details. The information is out there if you want to look into it, but there's so much mystery surrounding this woman. Like I said, she is highly respected in the fashion and art industries. A lot of people really love her work, and a lot of other people are convinced that she controls a lot of what is going on in Hollywood, and that there's something much more sinister going on, allegedly. Let me know your thoughts.
Huh. Ah, bro got tricked here. Watch out. Oh, this is man, that trick was bad.
It took me far too long to realize that this wasn't a horse's head in actually something that he painted out of a tree. It's absolutely impressive the amount of detail he put into this, though. Well done, sir.
My name is Trey Hudson, and I think we've captured footage of a portal, a gateway or doorway into somewhere or something else. I'm a researcher, and I've always been interested in, things of high strangeness, be it UFOs, cryptids, things like that. I have a team, and my team is made up of engineers, professional people. We've been investigating and researching since 2017. It's a place we call the Meadow. There's a lot of folklore in that area. That region is known for high strangeness. There are numerous reports of paranormal occurrences. So on 11 February 2017, we decided we were going to set up in the Meadow, equipped with thermal and night vision.
Oh, there they are.
We see you. We had clear visibility. We know what our teammates look like on thermal. We're used to seeing them at various distances, so we know what a human being size thing looks like.
Continue heading toward the entrance of the meadow. Just stay right on the edge of the wood line.
So we received a radio transmission from one of our teams on the east end of the meadow, and they said, hey, we have something happening here. You need to come over and check it out.
See the square box? You see the X beside it, or the cross? See the cross forming?
So I got over there, and they said they started seeing on their thermals boxes forming in different places in the meadow.
Halt. You are right on the edge, but it is fading away. It's at least 25 foot tall.
So this was interesting because cubes and boxes are something that you see at other places of high strangeness. It's like a reoccurring theme.
We're recording, sorry.
Right.
The team, when they went to the area where this cube or box was formed, they completely disappeared off our thermal.
I can't see them.
Did they just disappear?
What my team reported when they entered into this area is a temperature drop. Things were chilly, things were cold, and it was very dark and still, like being inside of a black velvet bag or inside of a blackout curtain.
Team 3, what is your location? It's completely faded away now, it's gone.
It's odd because this area, there really wasn't anything that would completely block and obliterate their heat signature. That's just not something that was possible. The wildest explanation is they actually weren't there. They were somewhere else.
All right, there they are.
I think they walked into a portal.
Wow! Ever wondered how mussels are collected? Well, wow! Take a look at this. This is how it is done. Mussels. This fisherman is collecting a fresh batch of mussels. Mussels? What is mussels? It's these things you are seeing. He carefully carves the mussels off the seaside structures. That's a lot of mussels. Is this something that is cooked, English people? Or, yeah, I think this is cooked. Now, to take them home to prepare for dinner. Please tell us in the comment section for dinner. So they are cooked.
A woman will give up on a relationship like that. Men are more spontaneous when it comes to breakups. Women plan things in advance. So by the time she splits, she has already been thinking about it for a while. And then, of course, there's monkey branching. Women don't stay single for long. And I contend that all women are single at all times. She's just one excuse away from leaving you. Can they be trusted? I don't know. The modern woman can't. One of the first things that you have to look out for is if a woman says that she is more of the traditional type and that she's not a modern woman, that's your first clue that she's a modern woman. When she says, I'm a traditional woman, or I take things slow. That means in the past, she hasn't taken things slow, but you're the lucky one now. Now you have to take it slow. We'll get into this more further in the 12 rules for men regarding women.
Y'all asked for more mermaid content, and I shall deliver. Now, on my recent videos of me talking about the mermaids in Zimbabwe and the different parts of the Caribbean, a lot of people were commenting saying that I need to discuss the ones that's in South Africa. So let's talk about it. Now, the story that I'll be talking about today was requested by a follower, and it is really crazy, and it was very difficult to find little information about. But I will say this whole thing is allegedly. I am not saying that this is exactly true, because y'all know I like to keep it real when it comes down, especially to my mermaid content. But it just caught my attention, and I just thought I should share it. Now, former South African President Jacob Zuma was accused of basically having mermaids in his fire pool at his home around 2014. Crazy, right? So basically at his compound at a private residence in South Africa, he have this huge swimming pool, and it has like a purpose of being a fire pool. And it was claimed that the pool was constructed as like a feature and a security upgrade. And rumor has it he was smuggling 2 mermaids in there, and they were just swimming around alive and well. And a lot of people have accused him of doing witchcraft over the years. Now, I don't know much about Jacob Zuma and the South African government, but I did read up how a lot of people, felt this type of way. And there was actually like a leaked picture of the alleged mermaids that was in his pool. Now, that's a little stretch to me because mermaids don't live in pools. I don't know if they had like specific water in there and they just covered it up with the whole fire pool name. But that's why it sounds so kind of crazy to me. But you never know. But that was actually like a statement confirmed by a spokesman that the 2 mermaids were real. It was alleged that the former president wasn't aware that the mermaids was out there in his fire pool. But a lot of people felt like he was using these mermaids as some type of magic or some type of stuff for witchcraft. Now, I am not saying that he does witchcraft, but I did read up how a lot of people felt like he did because he got out of a lot of like legal issues that he should have probably been in jail about. Like I said, I don't really know much about Jacob Zuma, but I do know that he was accused of some crazy stuff that he probably should have did some time for. So people were saying that he walked out free because of the magical work he does. But I'm just a messenger. But the 2 mermaids was allegedly executed and transported to an undisclosed research laboratory. Now, do I think that this whole thing is crazy? Yes. But do we live in a crazy world filled with stuff that we don't know about and that's unexplained? Yes. But like I said, this could be just an article that I read, but I did find it interesting. So let me know if y'all heard about this, because like I said, I looked everywhere and I really couldn't find anybody talking about this story, but I found it crazy, so of course I had to share. And let me know if y'all have had any more experiences in South Africa with these mermaids, because we really don't hear much about them over there. We always hear about Haiti and Jamaica, and you know now we're hearing more about the ones in Zimbabwe. So let me know in the comments what y'all think.
发力，发力，加，加，加，加，再加，再来一下，没开。好，停，停，停，停。
Here's some historical facts that sound fake, but are 100% true. In 1386, a pig was executed for killing somebody. Now, that's a little weird, but it's not that weird. The pig was wearing clothes. The pig was wearing human clothes at its own trial. Then it was publicly executed wearing human clothes. Why? In the 19th century, the Library of Congress required people to give a security deposit if they were going to take out books to make sure they brought them back. That makes sense. Except it was goats. They used goats as collateral for your book. Was money not a thing? Roman Emperor Caligula once made his horse Insiditus a senator in Rome. Ancient Greeks used stone as toilet paper. Just gonna leave that one here. Frederick Smith, the founder of FedEx, once saved his company from bankruptcy by taking the last $5,000 they had, went to Vegas, gambled it, and made $27,000 and saved the company.
Oh my god. This is how spaghetti meatballs in Italy are made. Oh, interesting. You see, us, we had a video where we had made noodles out there. You can check it out. It's among our videos. It will be suggested at the end. This cat asked the mother dog for permission to sleep with the puppy. And why would mother dog refuse such a good vibes request? No need. They allowed them, and this cat just felt nice. You see? Look at the cat feeling just good sleeping with the cat. This is just adorable. These animals, my friends, are full of love and good vibes. Wow, this is interesting. Hit the like button if you believe so, and if you just believe in love amongst everybody and everything. This cat and human plays hide and scare. It's fantastic. And the cat understands the game. Man, this is just good vibes when you see this. Good people of Earth. You should all love and treat everything equal, with equal love and care as you would have wanted to be treated. You see? Look at this wonderful friendship between the dog and the host. These ones, they just understand love amongst or across different breeds and species. Because like the dog and the host, they are completely different.
Take a balloon. Another thing that kills gravity. Gravity is supposed to be the greater the mass is the greater the attractor. You take a balloon, you rub it on your leg, you put it over the ground. Watch the dust particles jump off the ground, off this big mass called the Earth, and jump onto that balloon. Because why? Electricity is 137 times stronger than the pull of gravity, or the effects of the so-called gravity. It's the electric force that's the attractive force. It's the electric force that tightens everything together as the masculine, and then the dividing force is the radiative force, the magnetic field. It ablates and pushes everything out, and then they collect together again. But where these things meet, at the proper angles of incidence, like the Birkeland currents talked about, those plasma currents talked about, those angles of incidence is at 120 degrees. when it converts it back into electricity, and it will keep collecting and coming and making life. The planet isn't a dead thing. It didn't just happen to come together. That's just the process by which it was given life. It's alive.